everyone, and welcome. Today we're here with StartupRefugees to talk about the link between housing, employment, and integration from the perspective of immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. We'll discuss how access to affordable, secure housing can unlock pathways to opportunity and belonging, and how having a place to call home often marks the first step towards building a hopeful future in a foreign place. My name is Hilma, and I work as an advocacy specialist at NAL, the Finnish Youth Housing Association. NAL is a non-profit organization that advocates for young people's interests in housing matters and works to prevent youth homelessness. Would you like to introduce your organization and yourselves?
Thank you, Helma. We are StartupRefugees. We are a non-profit organization, and we work on helping all the immigrants, or let's say the newcomers, from asylum seekers, international students, immigrants, refugees, into having a source of income by finding a job, or helping them in finding a job directly or indirectly, and helping them with increase their chances by finding a job, by developing their skills, or even helping them with starting their own businesses as a startup. My name is Mustafa. I'm a career coach from the recruitment team and also as an IT specialist in the organization.
Hi, thank you, Mustafa. Thank you, Hema. My name is Liisa. I'm from StartupRefugees as well. I'm a part of our department development skills, so we are providing different trainings. We are providing trainings about the working life in Finland, about different fields for nowadays, and which is helpful to find out with the way to become employer in Finland in general. So we are providing plenty of in various way of become a part of the society, and which is helpful for making integrational process much more effective and comfortable.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here. To begin, let's talk about access to affordable and adequate housing. First, let's go a little bit over what exactly is going on today with Finland's housing policies. Traditionally, Finland's housing policy has emphasized ensuring housing for all as a basic right. We have a pretty strong level of social housing, but there's still not enough affordable housing for everyone who needs it, especially in larger cities. Affordable housing is crucial for young people and others with low incomes, especially as it provides stability, reduces financial stress, encourages independence, and enables individuals to live closer to education and employment opportunities. Unfortunately, during the current term of Finland's government, we have seen cuts to housing benefits, such as housing allowances, as well as reductions in funding for the construction of affordable housing. These changes in housing and social policy raise concerns about the ability of individuals to find stable housing. In your view, how do these housing policies impact immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers specifically? And are affordable and suitable housing options accessible for newcomers, and what obstacles can they face when searching for housing?
I think we both have faced some of these obstacles and struggles, and we have heard from our clients because even though we don't help directly with finding the housing, but they still become as a refuge for them, that to come to us to ask for advice or any kind of help. So we direct them to the right organization, right people. But still, everybody, I think, most of people here are struggling with finding the housing, from the youngsters, from the immigrants, the Finns, and everybody has their own struggle. For example, from my own perspective as an asylum seeker and from a foreign background, and even though I have been living here for almost 10 years, still struggle with this, and starting with like being as unemployed as a student, and I couldn't find any place to rent. And I was also under 30, but still that didn't help that much because first I was unemployed, so depending on Caleb, and the house owners or even the companies are a bit hesitant about this. Second, as a foreigner, so they cannot be sure would I take care of the apartment or not, etc., etc., and for many other reasons. Then after that, I was like working full time job. I was like a Finnish speaker and like overcoming many of the obstacles, but still was struggling with finding the apartment. So I went to the only option that I could get at that time, which is having an apartment from a company, which is first come first serve. Whenever I pay the deposit, I get the apartment. So what I could overcome with this option, that not knowing if I am under or over 30, not knowing if I am immigrant or Finn, this kind of things, and this was my only option. And lately, like 2 or 3 months ago, I also had to move to another place. So it was kind of mixed. I found out like good opportunity and I could get like the apartment, and the person, the house owner, was very like open-minded, was very helpful. On the other side, during the process of me searching for apartment, when it's some of the companies were like negative decision at the place for multiple reasons, obvious ones and not obvious ones, and some house owners were maybe they had some like experience, previous experience, or they build on that as a stereotype, or they just like prefer to have from different culture, from different. So yes, there's still a struggle, different or different situations, but there's still struggle, and I believe also Finn youngsters still have this struggle as a part of like the society. Yes, and I believe my colleague and my friend also have her part of the struggle.
Yeah, true. But I would like to add some kind of comprehensive fact. So the situation for immigrants, especially for forced immigrants, it's quite blurred. And the system in Finland, in this sense, is quite complicated. For example, if we start from the some elementary fact, if the person willing to apply, you just came to a new country, so you don't have any access for the online service. So basically, you literally stuck, you out of concrete information. So from that perspective, maybe this kind of organization should somehow change that policy, or maybe a little bit change the strategy of how they providing these kind of services. So we can just continue with this topic maybe a little bit later, but I would like to highlight, and as well, I have my own experience because I'm quite a new person here in Finland. I spent quite long time in the reception center. Then I decided so I should start my own path in this country, and then I started looking for the new apartment. I got the job. And basically, I get everything for like restart my life here. But then I'm faced with the apartments come. I lost 1,400 euros. Why it happened? Because I was out of clear and concrete information about my rights, about my opportunities, and I was like out of the system somehow because I didn't get anything. I mentioned about the knowledges, how I should go through that system, how I should apply, etc. Because I decided to do it by myself. And of course, it's like technically it's like that. But here system have many opportunities. But if we talk about the first immigrants, asylum seekers, and students from abroad, of course, they are literally out of it. So in that time, my own experience was so terrible. I was like covered by stress. I was out of like understanding what my perspective here.
Yeah.
So maybe from like focusing on this topic, the organization should somehow cooperate and definitely change the policy and strategy how to communicate with the new society. I would say maybe it's not correct, but somehow yes, it's quite difficult to get into the a society and start to communicate in a way about the rights and algorithms of acting as a new person and a new country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. It seems like there are quite a lot of struggles that newcomers can face. Do you feel like these struggles are addressed in policies, or usually do we just talk about these struggles enough in society in light, or?
Yes. To a bit summarize that the kind of struggle that people can face with housing, I think the three essential things that will affect the person life here in Finland is the right of living here in Finland, the place, secured place to stay in, as we call it, and the source of income, which is the job. And I think they are all linked to each other.
Yeah.
So if they, first of all, they have to have the right to work, the right to live. And then if they would like to find a job, then of course they need to have the right to stay, because it's one of the most human rights things. And the vice versa, if they cannot afford the housing or any kind of place to stay without finding a job or a source of income. Of course, there's like a support from organizations, from the government, the social support, but still there is like it takes a huge part of the mind, thinking, struggle, stressing, if not securing these three.
Yeah.
So I think these are very essential, and cutting from these benefits, cutting from these supports, it will just increase or double the stress for people, and eventually it will affect on the productivity, it will affect on the people's life, on people's health. So it's like a domino effect. Like you have to think about what you are doing, and what it will do in the long term.
Yeah, so we should really, look at the whole picture here, and the big picture here, and not just like parts
of big picture and the perspective, because it's much more investment to the society and for those policy, because we should thinking beforehand to the next generation and a much more bigger picture, which can be I would say much more complicated.
Yeah.
So we should start today make these changes for the perspective and how to develop our future, and in general how should develop the Finland in general, how to become more attractive for the new talent people, to make a more bigger space for the people who are really willing to invest our them's innovation to this country.
Yeah, it's very difficult to really contribute to the society and really feel home in the society if you don't actually have a stable home, or if it's a very big struggle to actually find yourself a home. So do you think it's easy for newcomers to secure housing counseling or housing benefits or any other kind of housing support that they need?
Well, let's say there's a very advanced system in Finland, and like by the book, everything is clear and well explained. But speaking from a foreign background perspective, people who come here even after 2-3 years, they still considered as new to the system.
Okay.
So there is still some misinformation or a lot of options, as Liisa mentioned, that they don't know about it. So knowing about this will ease out a lot of their lives, and they can find the right thing for it. And about the support and the benefits, yes, like comparing to other places or companies, yes, it's very good. But comparing to Finland, maybe 2, 3, 5 years ago, is it as good as it was? Definitely not. So yeah, so I think the development should be onwards, not backwards, and this will help out a lot for, I think, for the locals and for the newcomers. Yes.
So, absolutely agree with that. So, if we're talking about social housing or organization that provides such services, uh, it is most effective if they work in cooperation, for example, with DA office and Kela. Why? It will be both transparent and easier to considering the problem of resources in such organization, because of course it would just like overview that like opposite. Of course there's so many things that this organization need more resources, and it's quite difficult to cover the whole like society or group of people who really need this support. But the question is, this kind of organization focus and orienteer just the personal. So if you like shows the concrete algorithm for everybody, it's clear. Like if you just start, but after that you should contribute so many proof that you are really worth to get this social security, to get this support, financial, like asumistuki, for example. So you all the time should like contribute the maximum. But if you don't have that kind of information from your bank account, for example, you are really stuck. It can takes time, week, month. So what do you have to do? It's questionable still.
Yeah.
So maybe that's much more better if the social housing, Tia, Tomisto, and Kela should start some cooperation. Or I had some idea, maybe they should like, or at least create one-page application.
Yeah.
For those kind of target group, which is like I can easily to fill out this application, and then other like department can process this application without this long circle of acting and contributing information. So basically it could be much more effective and faster. And of course it saves like globally monies for the government, for this kind of organization, because this circle needs more resources than just one-page application, for example. So this is one kind of idea from my side as a person who like somehow could be dependent from this social security stuff.
Yeah, the system isn't very flexible as a whole. Like, so it can be very difficult for people to navigate the system, and also like how can the system work for people in different situations in life.
Not even planning your life beforehand.
Yeah.
If you are like start to looking for apartment, and you have just approximately 1 month, and you when the month start you apply for this like asumistuki, for example, and you're waiting approximately 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then you got the message or request from the Kela, or you should like start to think it, where I can get it this information if I, for example, don't have any workplace.
Yeah.
So some kind of information didn't match in with the candidates who apply for this social security stuff. So maybe it should be like make it some different strategy.
Yeah.
For example, that's why the people are really disappointed and really like, I don't want to continue this journey.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah.
As we look toward the future, what do you think organizations and NGOs can do to make sure that affordable housing and job opportunities are available for everyone?
I think the first step for the much more comfortable perspective for the newcomers, asylum seekers, students, it's the cooperation way. So basically, the whole like non-profit organization and official institution so can start a much more proper researcher. So how to update the system for the people who really needs much more attention. So basically, much more effective if they're set up a two different department, which is bring more effectiveness for solving this issue.
Yeah.
This is like my own opinion, and I think it's save much more resources and save the time, of course, and monies. How to I would say like help to processing it. So because everything needs resources. So basically, this is the first way. This is the cooperation. Start to setups with the two different departments for this like official governmental institution, and in the end we can get it a good results. If we talk about this huge issue, because now it's increasing, so it's the best way is that cooperation and proper researching from the official institution.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. To add to that, I think the organizations have, because they are in the field, have the statistics, have the knowledge about the struggle that people face about the housing and other parts. So their duties will be on both sides to help their customers in order how to learn how to use the system, how to benefit from that. On the other side, how to deliver the struggle and how what people are facing to the authorities, to the people who are responsible of these, in order to make it more agile, in order to make it more easier to use. On the other hand, that I think the organizations from different parts, for example, StartupRefugees, which is more specific for like entrepreneurship, skills development, employment, and recruitment, and NAL with the housing, and so the collaboration can be done between these two organizations, and even with other organizations, will boost up the effort and the productivity and the benefit from the clients with this collaboration. I think there's a very big opportunities in order to make this operations and collaborations successful. So the only thing needed is to start.
Yeah.
It will be done.
And that's why we're here today.
Yes.
That's great. What kind of support or services do you think NGOs could provide newcomers together? What do you think could be the most important support or service that we could together provide for newcomers?
I think, in one word, knowledge. So, let's say the newcomers are new, as like zero knowledge about the system in Finland. On the other hand, the system in Finland is very complicated because it has like it's sum up all everything, like all the situation and everything. So as I mentioned earlier, they are missing out a lot of opportunities, a lot of the options, because they don't even knowing about it. I have faced that. I have friends, customers facing that when I tell them that they are very fit for this opportunity, but they just didn't know about it. So what organizations can provide, the most important is the knowledge, plus to other like services and help that they can provide, but with the knowledge that people can help themselves in order to find the right way of living, the right way of housing, the right way of like housing or even like recruitment or work. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, because I'm absolutely agree. I'm happy that we all the time are on the same page with my colleagues. But yeah, of course, this is the knowledge. Is because from my perspective, and during this time working for the non-profit organization, we are much more closer to the society, to this target group. We know how to approach. And we have like hundreds of approaches how to communicate, how to provide in the different services. Because the question is, it's the kind of circle and everything depending from each other. The employment process to set up with the kind of business and of course the questions about the housing, the comfort life. So of course we can cover so many things, but we need support from the official government or institution, which is really far from the reality for nowadays. So we together can change this issue. We can change the perspective and can bring more like fruitful and much more powerful stuff for the society, for the country. So we can close so many questions if we start working together. Because we have knowledges, we have skills, we have proofs how to close this. Or not just clearly close, but starts to doing something. This is the main things what we willing to do for nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. Like organizations and NGOs, they can really reach their own target group, and they really know what their needs and what kind of support they need. So it would be really helpful for us to like cooperate together, and also if the more official people would also listen to us and cooperate with us, that would also be very great. Yeah, thank you so much for your insights. Do you have any final concluding remarks that you'd like to give, or other messages or other things you'd like to say about the topic?
We are grateful that there are such organizations in Finland that they are doing all this help for the newcomers or for all people who are living in Finland, which is part of the community, part of the society. And without these organizations, the life will be way, way, way more difficult. So hopefully that we mentioned that in our organization, hopefully people will reach to the level that they will be less needed for our help, which means that the society will be more inclusive. I mean, like the government, the rules, the policies will be more inclusive so that we will be more fulfilled if they need less help from us. Because we are doing like a lot of work that it shouldn't be doing by us, it should be doing by the authority.
Yeah.
So yes, still like very grateful that we have such organizations here in Finland.
Yeah, I'm happy to be there, and I'm really excited that we are gonna start something really special, and we are focusing to the needs, and it's gonna be successful project for all of us, and especially for the people, because from my perspective, from my own experience, I don't want it to like bring the same for the next generation, for the people. I really willing to this world gonna be changed on a much more better way than my experience.
So that the progress goes forward and not backwards. But yeah, I guess as we look ahead and hope for the progress, I guess we just have to urge our government to prioritize policies that ensure stable housing and affordable housing for anyone in this country who needs it. And also, let's hope that this topic becomes a key issue in the kind of coming elections we're gonna have. Let's hope that people talk about this, and in general that we talk about this topic more about how housing and employment and really, integration, all of this, how all of these questions are connected. And let's hope that together we can come up with some solutions to how we can make this possible. For more information about Startup Refugees, where can we learn more information about you? Your website?
Yes, we have the website. Also, we are very active on social media. We're being in many places, as we have like 3 offices in Helsinki or Rovaniemi. We visit libraries, we visit reception centers, we join many events. So we are like very active in this field, and we are being in more places, taking more, covering more areas, so that to ensure that we can serve as many as possible. But yes, on the website, you can find all the accomplishments, all the plans, all the coming soon events, and much more about us.
Instagram as well, Facebook, just following us.
And more about NAL and our work with young people. You can find more on our website and social media, mainly Instagram. We'll see if we're expand. So thank you so much for this discussion.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.